What up? What up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm J and we are locked in. This is the recap for episode 4. Yeah, time is flying of The Last of Us on HBO Max. Now, the last thing we seen was our girl Ellie and Dina getting on the horse and they're trying to go and find out where the hell Abby and the rest of these wolves are because there's myth going on that the wolves they tougher than Fedra. But before we jump into this and we break down episode 4, if you like The Last of Us, you like recaps, you like live shows, tune in Wednesday, 3 p.m. Eastern. Then hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so you get something every time I upload. Help me out. We're on that road to 75,000 subscribers. And I'm seeing that you guys like the YouTube short of The Last of Us. So I'll continue to keep chopping those up. If you have any other recommendations on what you want me to do as far as The Last of Us, go ahead and comment down below. But let me stop talking. This is the recap of episode 4, The Last of Us. Starting off the episode, we got a van full of Fedra. Now, they riding through doing their patrols. They back there kicking this shit. They ain't really talking about too much. But then they end up coming to a bus that looks like it's blocking off the road. And they're looking around like, oh, man, this might be a damn setup. So the head guy, Sergeant Isaac Dixon, gets out. He gets one of the guys that was in the back that didn't really know too much. And they walk up and they meet this lady. And she asks, is he Isaac? She's like, yeah, I'm Isaac. He turns around and takes her grenade, stows them in the truck, and blows up the other Fedra members. Now, the one guy he brought out, he said, you get to make a decision. It's either you with us or you against us. And you hear her say, welcome to the fight. So Isaac, hey, he ain't really with Fedra. He's switching sides. He's tired of all the BS. 11 years earlier in 2018, we see Dina and Ellie. They didn't finally made it to Seattle, but they're doing a little bit of scavenging. Dina goes into this pharmacy and she's not seeing anything. They're joking around. She's talking about some Monostat 7 for yeast infections. Ellie said, not right now. Give her some time. Obviously, they joking around because nobody want that, especially on the road on the back of a horse. But while Dina's in here, she's still looking around, but then out of nowhere, she's like, you know what? I'm going to use the bathroom and then I'll be out. I'm thinking, man, y'all need to be able to see each other when you're using the bathroom, just in case something pops up. After they leave the pharmacy, Dina comes out acting a little weird. Now, Ellie's looking at her like, okay, something's a little off. But we know that they made it to Seattle and now they're actually in the streets. So as they're walking, they're going further into the streets and they start seeing bodies. Fedra agents. Now, we know what Isaac and them did, but now they seeing all these bodies and stuff. They looking around like, what's going on? And they stumble upon a tank. If you're losing and you got tanks in the apocalypse, something is wrong. While they're out here looking around trying to find extra ammo, they go in the tank, open it up. The hatch makes a lot of noise, so we got to pull the guns out and get ready. Now, Dina, she has the binoculars and she looks on top of a tower and you see the wolf logo, WLF. So all you hear Ellie say is, oh, let me go. I'm about to go over there. That's exactly where we need to go. I'm sure Abby's going to be over there. And Dina's saying, all right, let's use some common sense. If you're making a sign that big with all these dead bodies out here, then that means you're prepared for somebody to come up there looking for you. And you're on top of a hill so you can shoot down and see everyone coming. So Dina is saying, we're going to have to make a move over there in the middle of the night. They decide to camp out, and what do they find? A music store. They go in there. They got all the classics in there. They got the Aaliyah album. They got Bob Marley. There was even the Ja Rule album in there. And who listens to Ja Rule? But they had everything in there. Now, while they're sitting here, they brought the horse Shimmer in, some grass in the back for the horse to eat. Ellie goes upstairs. And remember, she used to have a guitar. She learned from Joel, and she's in there, take on me. She playing the hits. Dina comes up and like, oh, I didn't mean to disturb you. But as she listens to Ellie sing, she starts to tear up. And it's just a precious moment between these two because in a world full of infected, sometimes you need to have your own peace. Isaac is different. After we seen Isaac turn on Fedra and throw those grenades in the back of the truck, we should have known that something was off with this guy. Well, he's here. He's with the WLF, and they're torching. I'm talking about, when I say torching, I'm talking about putting hot copper on this man's hand, torturing him, yeah, with the torch. But they burning him up because they work for Nora. Yeah, you remember the group of people that we seen in the woods? They were all religious. Isaac's trying to get answers, find out when the Scar are next attacking. This guy's holding it down. He's getting burnt up, everything. It looks like they done whooped on him for at least 48 hours. Well, Isaac ends up click, clack, pow, and unaliving this guy because he wouldn't give up the information about when the Scars were going to attack. The girls are outside of the Wolf Tower. Isaac's in there going crazy on whatever he's doing, and they find a window that they're going to crawl through. Now, when they get up there, they start crawling through the window, and they tiptoeing. You got to be very, very quiet because we don't know who's all in here. If there's any sabotaging, is there any, trick doors, nothing. We don't know anything. Once they get up in here, they start walking down the hall, and they're starting to notice things. Well, there's a body that got arrows all through it. It's got Wolf insignia on the arm. So it looks like Wolf may have been getting attacked. They're confused as hell. They don't know what. But then they end up going into this big room. Once they get into this huge room, this is where things get a little gory. They got like 6 or 7 people hanging from the ceiling. Intestines, guts, all hung out. I'm talking about, man, it's crazy in here. Dina sees it and she throws up. It stinks in here. Ellie's looking around. She can't even breathe in this. And then they see a radio. And you hear just some static go. Come in. They don't know what the hell's going on. But out of nowhere, boom, they hear a door get kicked open. And they're looking around. They got to hide now. Because it looks like somebody is looking for who did this to their people. The girls start hiding. Everyone's looking around. It's clear over here. Clear over here. Clear over here by the stairs. Well, Ellie goes upstairs and one of the guys comes up there. And Ellie, she's hiding. You can kind of hear trying to keep calm. But the guy comes in, walks by, and now all those techniques that Ellie been working on, put him in the chokehold. Another guy come up the stairs. He getting ready to bust shots at Ellie. Put the gun down. Dina come up behind him. Bow! Knocks him down. Then she runs over to the window. Broken glass everywhere. While that's going on, Ellie, she's stabbing the guy in the neck. Now they jump up out the window. The other guys come upstairs. Hey, there they are over there. They letting off shots. The ladies, they got to run. They getting the move on it. As the girls are running, they getting shot at. Pop, pop, pop. They on the radio. We got action. We got action. The girls are running. They run into a dead end. Then they see this little hole. Dina's talking about, go. We small enough to climb through. They can't. Security's on them. We found them. They went down into the subway. Come around. So they go around. Dina and Ellie, they down there, don't have any idea where they're at. But then all they see is flashlights. The wolves are not playing. They not giving up. They are in hot pursuit, but they're on the other side of the subway. We hear a whole thing of infected starting running down the tunnels. That's because up under it, we got I don't know what you would call them, the spines. We got the roots. They can feel it in the air. So a whole horde comes. The girls, they hop into a damn train. They going running through it. Infected or breaking through the glass. There's even a clicker on the back of here. Bow, bow. I'm talking about Ellie is letting off shots. Everyone that's a wolf, they getting their ass wolfed up. I'm talking about killed quickly. They running through it. Bow, bow, bow. Then they get to the very end of the train. The only way out is up. They open up the emergency shaft, but they can't jump up there. So Ellie bends over. Dina gets on her back and she jumps up. Ellie's letting off shots. Pow, pow, pow. But she's running low on ammo and it's going to be overran. So what does she do? She looks up. Dina lowers her arm. She grabs her arm and I said, Dina is strong as hell because she picks her all the way up through the train. The girls hop out the top of the hatch and now they on top of the train and they running. They getting low, but the infected are right behind them. It's like a game of Subway Surfer. They end up hopping over the fence. They running up the escalator. The infected trying to get through it. They end up getting to a turnstile. Ellie gets through. You always want to try to be first. Ellie gets through. Dina tries to get through, but it's all jammed up. They pushing. They trying to get this thing to open. Man, one of the infected come up that damn escalator too fast and get ready to bite the hell out of Dina. But guess what? She didn't get to Dina because Ellie stuck her hand out and got bit on the forearm. She's screaming like hell. Dina finally gets the strength to pick up the gun and get that infected up off of them. The girls finally make it out of there. It's raining outside and they gotta find somewhere to stay. So they end up going into this movie theater. But when they get in there, just like you, we all looking at Ellie like, wait a minute, you just got bit. Dina pulls out the gun and she's like, don't make me do this. Don't make it harder than what it has to be, Ellie. Ellie nervous, but we know that Ellie's immune. But Ellie ain't never told nobody, just Joel knew. So now she's sitting here with her hands up like, wait. Because she can still get killed by a bullet. She said, wait. This is going to sound messed up, but hear me out. Ain't nothing going to happen. I'm immune. So you can keep the gun on me. I'm just going to go over here and go to sleep, all right? Dina's like, hell no, I ain't trusting you. Me, I'm the same way. If it's true, then we going to have to handcuff you or something just for the night. And if you wake up, then okay. But nah, you're not just sleeping freely because I got to get me some sleep too. Dina got a gun and a flashlight watching Ellie go to sleep. Right thing to do. I just would have had her tied up or something just in case I doze off because I know I would. But water keeps falling on Ellie's face and Ellie wakes up but she's like slapping herself. So she's like, wait a minute, that's just water. That's not me converting. That's not me doing nothing. But she's sitting there. Dina ain't saying much. She got that gun drawn down just in case. Comes up out of nowhere. But Ellie takes off the bandage and shows her, see, I've been bit before. I'm bit now. Nothing has happened. I'm immune. So Dina feels a little relaxed, but I'd still go to sleep with my hand on my gun. After Dina sees that Ellie isn't going to turn into an infected and she doesn't have to blow her head off, she looks at Ellie and tells her she's pregnant. And then they just run together and they get to kissing. And they sleep the night away. And in the morning they go over, how is she immune? And you know that bite mark that she had on the forearm where she burned herself to make it seem like nothing happened to her? So now they're just catching up and getting to understanding. But I'll never understand, man. This is an apocalypse. There's infected outside. This person might be affected. And you're about to like swap saliva and oral, like, yeah, your DNA. But I guess when it's the end of the world and you don't know if there's going to be a tomorrow, you got to do what you got to do. And then they start going over life and what's next. Ellie saying she's going to be a dad because if she's having a baby, then Ellie would be the dad, but Jesse's really the dad. But it's really going to be all three of them together with having the baby. And I guess moving forward, it's going to be Ellie and Dina, and then Jesse will just be around. That's if they even make it back to Wyoming, because we are all the way up in Seattle now. It's kind of like we're here now. This is our new beginning. But they like each other. They look at the pregnancy tests, and well, she took 4 of them. So when she had to use the bathroom earlier at the pharmacy, she actually seen the pregnancy test, and that's what she was using. Now, those things were at least 11 years old. So I don't know how effective they would be. Fellas, ladies, try and get you one that was within production within like the last 30 days. But they end up hearing something over the radio talking about Nora. Now, they believe that's where Abby is. They go upstairs and they see buildings getting blown up. Boom, boom, getting knocked down. Now, is this the wolves versus Fedra? We aren't sure right now. Is this the wolves versus the infected? We aren't sure right now. But Ellie knows we got to get over there soon to find out. All right, there you go. Episode 4 of The Last of Us. Let me know what you think about it. Me, I'm looking at this like, man, we didn't already been through a lot. And if we know that Ellie is immune now, whenever we go anywhere, I'm standing behind Ellie and I'm pushing her into the zombies. Like, yeah. All Ellie needs is a knife. Just get the knife and just push her into him like a running back behind a linebacker and just stab. That's all you got to do. Just push her and stab. That's it. But let me know what you think. I'm Mo.J. If you like this kind of content, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Episode 4 recap. We're on the road to 75,000. Thanks for watching. I'm out.
Jamie on the beat, boy.